of those nights.
All right, let's get to head coach Monty Williams with his team still leading 2-1.
Them coming up with those tip outs or 50-50 balls, whatever the case was, and then we missed, I think, by our calculation, around 20 shots around the basket that we normally make. You know, when you see us at 94 points and 23 assists, like that's just not a typical game for us, but they brought it. And from the jump, you felt the physicality, their attempts to go to the basket and get offensive rebounds, I thought put us in mud a little bit because we couldn't come up with the ball and get out and run, and then we just kept giving them extra possessions. We had a few mishaps on Cleaver tonight with the switches, lack of communication or just execution. We'll be better in those categories. All of those categories will be better on Sunday.
It's so rare to see Chris that many turnovers. Was it something that Dallas did differently?
I'm sure there was, you know, a bit more pressure on the ball or hands in lanes to get deflections, that kind of thing. I didn't feel like we had a rhythm tonight on offense, to be straight with you, at all. You saw flashes of it, but we just didn't have the same kind of offensive connection that we had in Phoenix. And that some of that is to be expected when you're playing against a team and you're up 2 games. You know they're going to come out and hit you in the mouth. But I thought we could have settled down a little bit more on offense, especially when we had the ball jumping around the gym the way that we did from a turnover perspective.
And even late in the game, though, you guys were still one of the
yeah.
where you feel like they could get
We just couldn't put it together. You know, we came out in the second half, I forget what we cut it to, maybe 6 or 7, I forget. And then bam, 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 it was back in the teens, you know, and then we cut it again, and then we give up a 3 or 50-50 ball for a 3. You know, we just couldn't put it together. Tonight we played in sections, it felt like. And the bottom line is you have to give them credit. You know, they guarded us full court tonight. They put pressure on us. They fought for real estate. Just inbounding the ball was tough for us tonight from the side. And then they mixed up some defenses. They went zone at times, and we didn't handle that well. And we missed a ton of shots around the basket. I mean, Campaign missed a point-blank layup. That's a shot that, yeah, just, you know, that's one of those things that when you don't make that shot and then they come back down and they're in transition, it's a double whammy.
Monty, when you look at the offense compared to the first 2 games, was some of the struggles to you getting the balls to the second side than the shots that usually come?
A little bit, yeah. I thought there were a few times where, 1, we turned it over, and 2, I didn't think we recognized where the open man was. In game 2, we had a number of first pass out, 0.5 drive, and it created offense. We didn't see that enough tonight. But the backside guy was wide open a few times, and we just didn't see it. So we'll look at the film and show the guys, and like I said, we'll be better on Sunday.
In the second half, did you feel like the offense was starting to figure it out a bit?
A little bit. It was just in sections. You know, it just wasn't like a long enough rhythm offensively to, you know, gain juice. I felt like we were playing off the rim instead of them having to take the ball out. And then you couple that with the fact that we only had 15 free throws. You know, it's hard to play that way. When you're not making shots and you're not getting to the line, it's hard to set your defense.
Did you feel like...
I felt a lot of things tonight, so it's...
that you guys had that edge to come out, that maybe it was just the missed shots and other things that made you look like that?
Sometimes that can happen. I mean, when you miss the shots, especially layups, you know, Mikal missed shots around the basket. He never misses. We had a number of guys tonight. DA had a few around the basket that he typically converts. It can be a bit of a deflation, but on the road you don't have time. You have to sprint and turn and set your defense no matter what happens. And emotionally, it could have had an effect on us. I can't really answer that, but that is possible.
I know this is easier said than done. Was playing through and past the whistles an issue at all tonight?
I mean, we had 2 techs early, I think. I know Mikal had one, which is uncharacteristic for him, and I forget who, we had another one, I forget who had it, but yeah, so maybe. But it's chippiness both ways. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not quite sure how. Yeah, I'm not going there. You know, it's one of those deals where it's a physical, chippy game. You know, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Monty, when you see Chris at 9 shot attempts and Book at 13, is that just a matter of what Dallas is trying to do defensively? Do you think they weren't aggressive enough? Is there anything you attribute?
It's just turnovers. I mean, you give them 17. You know, our team, and those two typically, they never have those high turnover games like that. So we'd love for those guys to get more attempts, especially with the minute total that they had. It's something else I have to, you know, look at the film and see. But I think the times where we did get it out, and Jay and Mikal were attacking the paint off of that, it was good offense for us. But I mean, they had a number. Shucks, they had, is that 14 more possessions than us? I mean, when you only have 76 attempts, that's, you know, normal NBA teams are around 95, right? So we were in the deficit in that category.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's go.